Testing. Good morning. It's 7:30, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We have a jam-packed agenda. We did have a few people not make it because of the snowfall. All right, good morning. Welcome to our first quarterly coffee. I can't believe we're already almost to the end of March. I'll just give a couple updates before I hand it over to Doug to give a lengthier school update. If you haven't been here before, we've got two separate portions of the agenda. The first half of the agenda are lengthier updates from the school, the city, and the EDC. And then following that, we go into the rapid fire portion of the agenda, which is your portion of the agenda, where we have 2-minute presentations from all of our chamber members. So with that, I just want to share a couple chamber updates. Yesterday, some of the leadership from North Iowa went down to the Capitol. We had North Iowa Day at the Capitol. We were able to talk to our legislators around issues related to workforce and housing. And as you walked in, you saw a couple posters that we had down at the Capitol where we shared some of the exciting developments that are happening here in Clear Lake regarding workforce as well as the projects here in the Surf District. I want to remind everyone that Earth Day is coming up. So Earth Day, International Earth Day, is April 22nd. We'll be celebrating the week prior leading up to Earth Day. On Thursday, April 18th, we're going to have a Green Expo right here, and we've got some exciting changes to that. We'll actually be having, and it'll be Green Expo and Market because we're partnering with the farmers market to make it a little bit more robust. So it'll be a great event for us. Don't forget about the Trash Bash. There is that coveted green jacket that you and a group of your friends or a group of your coworkers could earn for cleaning up areas of Clear Lake. So go to clearlakeiowa.com, go to the events section of our website and look for Earth Day, and there you can sign up for the Trash Bash. You can sign up to run the race. We have lots of volunteer opportunities for the race. And then following that, in May, we have our triathlon. Last year, we added our youth splash and dash, so that will take place on Friday night with the triathlon happening on Friday. We're on pace to see just as many, if not more, athletes than we did last year. It's a huge effort. It takes about 200 volunteers. Last year, we had about 8,000 people come and watch the race, so it is becoming truly an event that is spectator-friendly as well. So it's exciting. We have pro athletes, we have para triathletes, so make sure to make plans to come to Clear Lake as well. So with that and the jam-packed agenda, I'm going to invite Doug G up here to give an update regarding the school.
All right, thank you. I really thought, and I was really hopeful that we were not going to have to deal with this kind of weather. And people asking me when we're going to delay school, and I was at the track meet for a little bit last night. Of course, a couple of kids were like, "We're going to have school tomorrow." I'm like, "Yes, we're going to have school tomorrow, and we're going to delay school," and so on and so forth. So, a little more worried about Sunday, Monday, but we'll cross that when it comes. As I've shared with you, that's like my least favorite thing to do, is to decide on school or not school. But, we're right now into the March and April, which is, obviously for school is the budget time. So we kind of will approve, a certified budget here in April. April board meeting. It's a little different this year. We have to go through that process 3 times, as opposed to 1, basically. It's just something legislators have changed. But we'll work through that. Our FY25 certified budget, we're going to really kind of remain the same as far as the tax rate levy at $10.39. That's been the same since I've been here. Really is probably, it's in the bottom, the low 10% of tax rate levies for school districts in the state of Iowa, and probably even the lower 5%. Now, obviously, I realize our assessed values are pretty decent, to say the least, here in Clear Lake. So, But just remember, I don't have any control over your assessed valuation. You need to talk to your county assessor on that one, right? I just control the tax rate levy, which I'm sure Scott will talk about the same thing. That's the same thing from the city standpoint, and that's all we can control. And that is really even after increasing the PEPL vote, which, by the way, those of you that voted for yes to increase that from his folder PEPL of 67 cents to $1.34, that really is going to allow us to continue to do the things that we need to do for kids from a technology standpoint, from a safety standpoint, from our buses. That just really is needed. And as you are well aware, costs of things have not gone down. I know we just agreed to purchase a new bus. 5 years ago, those buses were about $77,000. I think this one came in at about $143,000. So almost double. So that PEPL is what we use to do that. And so construction costs are definitely not getting any less. And then this last vote was a 10-year, to extend it for 10 years. And so that's just going to allow us to breathe a little easier. Legislative, as you heard Stacy talk, sounds like they're kind of coming finally to a deal on the SSA, the AEA bill, the teacher pay. I think that's kind of finalized. They're going to get at 2.5 SSA, which is state supplementary aid. That's not near enough. We'll take what we can get, but I would tell you, you and I all know that inflation is a lot higher than 2.5%. And so for us, that's about $114,000 of new money. Last year, our salary increase alone was over $500,000. And so as you can about imagine, it puts school districts in a situation where we're really going to struggle. In fact, we're actually going to probably reduce 2 or 3 positions at school. And I'm not sure where those come from yet. We're working through that process. And by April, we'll probably have a pretty good idea of where those come from. Teacher pay, I'm excited about this a little bit. They are going to up that year one, $47,500 for new teachers and $60,000 for teachers of 12 years or more. And then year two will be $50,000 for starting salary, and then $62,000 for 12 years or plus. I'm excited about that, but at the same time, a little bit, it's a little hard because, as you can about imagine, you're going to have a teacher that as a brand new teacher right out of college is going to come in and start at $50,000. We have teachers that are 6 years that are at $50,000. And so that's going to cause a little bit of, ruffle, so to speak. I know it's not our doing, but it's still some things we have to work through, in our process. And so we'll continue to work through that. And actually I'll get a good opportunity. The governor's coming to visit with me today. Her and the Department of Education director are going to be in Clear Lake with me and a couple other superintendents, just to talk about a few other things that are happening along with the AEA bill and some other things. The other thing they did that I really like is they appropriated about $14 million to support staff pay. So like paraeducators and so that we can up that pay of them. So that's one thing that really is a challenge for schools, is to get new paraeducators. And so, again, excited about that part of it. I know there's a lot of different things in terms of the AEA, and I'm not going to get into the details of that, who on what side or so on and so forth, because I could talk all day on it. All I know is I think that just like anything else, school districts included, it does warrant every now and then looking into organizations and making sure, are we best spending our money there? Or is there a better way to spend it in terms of educating kids? And so I'm glad that they've got some kind of a study group, task force that's going to look into that and say, okay, is there a better way to help our kids that need these services and better spend that money? And can more money go directly to schools in a different way? And so I'm excited about that. I know Mr. Borsa talked to you about the kind of paw pantry, the pantry at the high school last time. That is going extremely well, which is good and bad. The bad part of that is it means we got a lot of people that need help. The good part of it is the word is getting out. In fact, I just talked to Mr. Murphy the other day. Sounds like we're actually going to have to find more space to store food and things. So we're working on a plan there. We do have a new activities director hired to replace Mr. Tisdall. His name is Ben Clapperich. He is currently right now the head boys basketball coach at Charles City. Really quality guy. Going to do a phenomenal job. Looking forward to working with him. At the same time, we're losing our Clear Creek principal. Mr. Borseth has accepted a position as a superintendent in Tipton, Iowa, and so he will be leaving there. So we started that process right away. and have that advertised. Our ISAS tests will be starting here in April. I'm sure if you have kids, they're really excited about those. And just about as excited as our teachers and I am. But unfortunately, it's something we have to do. Robotics team qualified for the World Championships again. You had them here last year. They'll be doing that in Dallas on April 25th to 27th. They'll be down there. Spring sports are started. Had indoor track meet last night, 12 girls teams. It was really neat to be there and just watch our girls run and see all the people there at an indoor track meet. Just what a phenomenal thing to have that for us. Over and over, time and time again, I hear about how awesome that is. I think that's all for me, but I'm going to bring up Julie Udelhoff, and she's our food service director. And I would tell you, we kind of stole her from another district in this area a few years ago, and I won't say who or whatever, but and I would tell you it's probably one of the best steals that I've ever made in my career here. And so she is amazing. You know how I used to have principals tell me that, Doug, you're the most tenacious person that I've ever seen. If you want to get something, you're just gonna keep going after it until you get it. I think I've met somebody that's as tenacious or even more so. And I mean that in a good way, because what she does is if she sees something that our kids need or is good for our kids or our program, she is going to find a way to get it. And she's going to find a way to make it happen. Our food program is the talk of not only the state, but the nation. Okay? I'm telling you that. There's some things I like to go share. I can't, but and she's going to share some things she can share. But anyway, I will just tell you this. Her name is very recognizable in the United States as one of the leading food service directors around. And what she's doing with the farm to food and all those things. And I don't want to steer her thunder, but I'm going to bring her up here because she is just a tremendous asset to our kids and our program. So I'll bring up Julie to just kind of share a few things. Want me to hold something?
Hi, I'm Julie Udelhoffen.
I'll be easy.
I didn't expect this crowd. What Doug says is true. I really hesitated to come to Clear Lake, but one thing that he told me is Clear Lake is family, and that's what I come from, is a place that's family. And he's right. There is so much support and love in this community. I see it every day. So kudos to you. So when I started here 3 years ago, we grabbed onto the local foods, and it's growing and growing. What we were doing is serving some foods that the kids may not have seen every day. So we started, it was a little 8x10 poster that we did, and we put the food on there. We put a few fun facts, and we called it, "What do you feed a healthy lion?" So then in August of 2023, we got the Healthy Meals Incentives Grant. And so we have nurtured this little 8x10 blurb that we had into something pretty fantastic, I feel. We hired a marketing specialist, Brianna Pickett of Good Chat Media, and so we're making these eye-catching posters for it's a fruit or a vegetable. So far we've done vegetables, and they're printed on this 18x24, and they're in each of our kitchens. Sorry, cafeterias. And also QR code. I'm so excited about that because everybody can scan the QR code and go right to our newly created Google site. We call that Feeding Lions. And in that site, we have the poster. And Brianna's also doing a social media campaign so that each month when we do our poster, we put it out on our social medias so that it brings parents and whoever looks on our site to our Google site. We also are partnering with Healthy Harvest of North Iowa. They're doing a newsletter for us, and that's included on our site. That newsletter includes some nutrition information, and we're doing a simple recipe or two there also. We're working with farmers in the area, and creating farmer pages to introduce the farmer and their location. That goes on the Google site. But to me, for me, the high point of this monthly journey that we take is the taste testing. So in one of the schools each month, we do a taste test. The kids take this event pretty seriously. They're eager to let us know what they think. But really, this taste test to me is so much more than just a taste test. We are earning student trust. From there, we're building relationships. We're encouraging them to try new foods. We can talk to them about nutrition. And in that, we are influencing healthy eating habits for their lifetimes. The grant money has also provided a walk-in freezer at the middle school, which they had never had before. It allowed us to revamp the middle school serving lines so that we can offer fresh salad items every day. And we bought 3 Roboku machines, one for each of our kitchens. They slice, dice, julienne, and fry cut. So the Clear Lake Food Service Department couldn't travel this path alone. With the help of our superintendent, board members, school staff, Healthy Harvest of North Iowa, Good Chat Media, the Iowa Food Hub, and the Iowa State Extension Office were flourishing. But we must not forget the ladies and gentlemen with the boots on the ground to make this happen day to day. There's nobody better than these folks to entrust the feeding of our future generations. And these are some of the most passionate ladies and gentlemen that you would ever meet. Thank you.
We get just excited about QR codes, too. All right, up next, I'm going to invite Scott Flory to share an update regarding the city of Clear Lake.
Well, good morning, and it's a privilege to be here. As you probably know, this is an honor that our mayor, Nelson Crabb, usually has, and I have a couple of times a year, I suppose, I speak to this group, and he enjoys this, so I'm sure he's watching. He goes every year for about a month to Florida. So again, hello, Mayor. So I'll try to do a good job for you. And don't believe anything Doug says. He does control your valuation. So if you are upset about those, I encourage you to call him at home. So some of the things I want to talk about a little bit, Stacy alluded to yesterday when we were at the state capitol, talking with some of our legislators about some of the things going on here in Clear Lake, not the least of which are some of the housing projects that we have underway here. And if you've been following in the news lately, we have quite a bit of activity going on there, and quite a bit more going to be breaking ground here in the month of April. So one project that I'm really excited about, I'm sure Nelson has talked about this previously, is the Emerald Edge apartment project. And thanks, Stacy, for those nice boards that you have printed. So if you pause for a moment on the way out and take a look at those, you'll see some of those housing projects. The Emerald Edge apartment project, this is approximately a 90-unit apartment project here for our community. And I've been here nearly 24 years. And previous to that, I can tell you there have been apartment projects developed here. The Timbercrest obviously is a tremendous project and a great asset to our community and our region that was done under the auspices of One Vision and its board of directors. That's a age-restricted project, so you have to be a certain age to be eligible to live there. So we have other projects that are income restricted. So you can't make over a certain amount of money to be eligible to live in those. So this will be the first non-age and non-income restricted property that I believe we have ever had, certainly to this scale in our community. And when we talk about in terms of the capital investment for a project like this, I can tell you just in the time that I've been here, and these would be the highest valued properties, of course, the McKesson project, the Marriott project, and Timbercrest. These are all properties that, in terms of construction value, carried the highest cost to build there'll be a new number 2 in that category, and that will be that apartment project. That'll carry a value of well over $16 million. So that's a very significant investment in our community. And I do want to recognize Bennett Smith and Beth Ann for your good, strong work in helping with the development of that. It's going to be an exciting project for our community, and that'll be breaking ground April 1st. We also have another project that, again, is our visits yesterday at the state capitol, was the beneficiary of a $1 million workforce housing tax credit. That's also taking place in the Emerald Edge subdivision, and that's also going to be breaking ground here in April. We're currently reviewing the construction plans for that development in terms of the infrastructure. That will involve an extension of North 14th Street Place North. So that's roughly 32 townhome projects there. So a great project for our community. And also the South Shore Estates project, well underway. Talked to the developer just the other day, and he has 3 of those twin homes pre-sold and a couple of the soon to be constructed single family homes already spoken for. So there's about 30 lot opportunities out there. So I think about 5 of those are taken at this point. And once the road starts going in April, then I think things will really start taking off, but very strong interest in those properties as well. So a lot going on the housing front. Probably one thing that most significant to talk about here just briefly this morning would be the Surf District. Stacy commented briefly there that a lot going on here in the Surf District, and some of our still shots here on the poster boards as you walk in. You'll see things on those poster boards that are under consideration for development here. So since the last time I think Mayor Crabb spoke here, and since I've spoken here, we have now awarded a construction contract for the streetscape improvement portion of this overall Destination Iowa Surf District Creative Placemaking project. So that was awarded to Dean Snyder Construction here in Clear Lake. About $4.3 million project. If you recall, we were one of the Destination Iowa recipients, so we have a 60-40 partnership with the state of Iowa on these improvements here in this district. And also, again, I understood from Stacy yesterday, Libby was at the State Tourism Conference yesterday in Des Moines as well. And our director of the State Department of Economic Development once again mentioned Clear Lake and the Surf District and the projects. And I periodically will get these comments from others in other areas of the state that say, hey, the director of the Department of Economic Development was speaking to a group, and she just went on and on about your Surf District project. So, I've mentioned this in the past, and I think it's a real testament to the significance of this building that we're in here. I've said it over and over and over. If you ever only remember one thing, please remember this. There are only 27 National Historic Landmarks in the state of Iowa, and you're in one of them here today. And I had the honor of going through this with the Department of Secretary of the Department of Interior when that was under consideration for that august status, and it was approved. And there are about 90,000 properties that are on the National Register of Historic Places. Obviously, most recently our seawall was placed on that, but only less than 3% ever achieved that National Historic Landmark status. So to be able to have that here in Clear Lake and North Iowa is just tremendous. Again, only 27 in the state of Iowa. So what a treasure that we have here. And if you're not familiar with that list, I was just recently in Galena. So President Grant's home would be on that list. Mount Vernon would be on that list. Monticello is on that list. So these are some of the most significant properties in our country, obviously, that are on this list. So our application, as you well know, I'm sure Nelson shared with you, is based on really transforming this entire area. So the Surf District streetscape improvement projects will be starting later this month. So you're going to see a lot of construction activity here for about the next year going on with the streetscape. But also on the 28th of this month, we're going to be our construction manager, who also happens to be Dean Snyder Construction. So I'm very proud. I should also mention when these things are awarded, they're competitively bid. And we awarded the streetscape project, the second bidder. So Dean Snyder prevailed at about $4.2 $1.25 million. The second place bidder was $30,000 less. So 0.7%. So extremely competitive bidding. I'm really happy that a local contractor prevailed on that, and also that it's the same contractor that prevailed on our construction manager at risk proposal for the Music Enrichment and Immersive Center project. So there'll be a lot of good coordination with the same contractor doing that. But we're bidding that, all the trade packages associated with the development of this 10,400 square foot Music Enrichment Center that you can also see on the boards over there. And that will be bid on the 28th. So I'm a little bit nervous on that one. That's a big project. And when we started on that, I'm sure, again, Nelson has probably shared with you, the original scope on that was more less static of the memorabilia like you see here today and much more interactive. But as we engaged other outside third-party consultants in discussing future opportunities for the Music Enrichment Center, it became apparent to us that there was a real opportunity here to create a more immersive experience and really take this to a much higher level. So we set down that path. Regrettably, that costs a lot more money than the path that we were on previously. So we decided at that point we would pursue this. And when we had gone to Des Moines one other time and we met with the director, because again, this is about a $13 million effort that we're underway with here. So we wanted to make sure we were in lockstep with our thinking with our partners down at the state. And when we met with the director and put on our presentation, again, the minute she saw the gateway arch that we have at Highway 18 and Buddy Holly Place, her immediate reaction was her words were, "Wow, that is awesome." And it just got more ebullient as we went through the presentation with her. So the Music Enrichment and Immersive Center was something that the state said, "Hey, look, you're a federal recipient of funding through the Department of Treasury for this project here. You got a really good project, very creative and thoughtful, and you might want to think about some other opportunities that could be available to you through state resources." So we did that, and we put together a CAT, Community Attraction and Tourism application. And so Stacy, Chad, myself, Bennett, Beth Ann, others will be going down to Des Moines on April 4th to present to the Enhance Iowa Board. And we have a request in for essentially $1 million towards expanding the Music Enrichment and Immersive Center to create a more fuller immersive experience in that. And it will be, we've got some videos on that. We'll post those soon. But you'll be really impressed. So if you, and I'm sure Nelson has explained this, if you follow what I'm saying when I talk about immersive, if you've experienced like the immersive Van Gogh, something along those lines. And so the consultants that we're working with have told us that there are nothing like this anywhere in the Midwest. So we really are working on trying to create an even better destination. And I've mentioned this many times before. I know Stacy and others like marketing, and I'm a Nike guy, and so some of the athletes that endorse that is very important to them. So they become what I call a global ambassador for these brands. And when I look at the Surf Ballroom, this is our global ambassador. We have visitors from all over the world that visit here, not just the Midwest or our nation. So building this district transformationally as that we have this opportunity to do is really, I think it's just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So very excited about that. I don't want to talk forever here, but the one last thing I'll mention is, because it's a nice partnership, and I thank Doug and the county for their support on this, but we're redoing the existing basketball courts on North 20th Street, converting those into pickleball courts, 6 of them. And we just awarded that project the other night to Heartland Asphalt here in Mason City for that work, and also to create a new basketball court there. So again, good partnership with our local pickleball group, our school district, and our county to help make that a reality. And I think, as others have said, after they get the call of some activities like pickleball is like a really popular thing. So that's one of the most asked about things apparently that we have going on here. And so that's all I've got. So thanks much for your time. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Scott. Where are my pickleballers? Oh, only a couple are willing to admit it in public. All right, Chad Schreck up next from the North Iowa Corridor Economic Development Corp.
You didn't even tell me I had to talk really fast and get done because those guys talk so long. I'll try to be quick. But no, there's a lot going on. Always exciting to hear from the school and all the great things they have going on in the city. So a lot of economic development things happening. It's been kind of incredible. I mean, it's hard to narrow the list down, so I'll just try to run through some things. The big news that we were able to release here in the last couple of weeks was the stellar expansion in Mason City. So really excited to see a phenomenal North Iowa company like that continue to invest in North Iowa. For those that don't know, a couple years ago, they bought a building in Mason City. They bought a company, MD Products, that had a large warehouse building, and they've filled that up. It had about 10 or 15 employees when they bought it. It's got about 65 in there now. And 150,000 square foot facility, former Pet Boys distribution facility. If you've driven by there, it's a big building. Unfortunately, they closed due to bankruptcy back in September. We actually had about 12 different businesses or local groups come through and look at that building that were interested. So again, incredible interest in our community. People want to do business here. They just need space. So it was exciting to see that kind of interest. Ultimately, Stellar was able to come through and make that purchase and get that done a couple of weeks ago now. They intend to put about 40 to 50 new jobs in there, around $15 million in investment. And it's also adjacent to their existing property in Mason City. And there's about 10 to 15 acres of land. There's actually 20 acres on the whole site, but about 10 to 15 acres of developable land that we're excited about future opportunities with those guys on for future expansion opportunities. So again, phenomenal opportunity, employee-owned company based here in North Iowa that just has been a phenomenal partner for us and the schools and for many others. So excited to see that happen. Also, this past week, we had the Legacy Golf Course groundbreaking. Pritchard family has really done some phenomenal work over there. They're doing some big upgrades. If you haven't been into their new facility, kind of event center, really, really nice. They're doing some very cool things there. Actually, our annual meeting coming up in June will be out there, so hopefully people can make it out to that. We'll be putting more information for that soon. Let's see. We also have a warehousing project going on in Mason City, about a 50,000 square foot warehouse distribution facility. That will be in the South Industrial Park. If you know where the State Patrol or Waste Management are, there's about a 10 to 15 acre site right there that will be going into. Another 25 or so jobs. We'll be able to announce that, I think, in about a month now. They're looking to break ground on that one. So really positive development for us as well. And that's just to highlight, we have had a ton of developer interest in business and housing. Scott mentioned several of the big housing projects. I was running some of the numbers. Since 2020, we've got either houses completed or houses in development, over 500 since 2020, and over $50 million in housing investment. So we had the River Apartments in Mason City, the first and second phase. We have the Federal Avenue row homes. We've obviously got the Hamilton or the Emerald Edge projects, and several others in the works. So we had made that a huge priority about 5 to 7 years ago, saying we were hoping to do 100 houses a year for the next 5 years, and I'm happy to say we've done it. So congratulations to Clear Lake, to Mason City, and our county. Yeah, it's a big deal for us because that housing crunch is terrible. And I mean, we've heard, Doug already took off, but we always hear about, teachers come to the area, they can't find a good apartment, or new people, new employees, your employees came to the area, they couldn't find a good place to get started. So that is a huge, huge deal for us. And it's exciting to see the interest in that and the continued interest. I had a banker ask me just yesterday, he said, just off the record, so I'm going on the record. When is it too much? I said, when they stop coming in. I mean, if a developer is willing to invest this level of money, $16 million, $17 million for a housing project like this, if there's still other ones coming behind that and say, hey, we want to invest 5 or 10 or 20 million, I'm not going to tell them no. And I assume it's because they think it's viable and it's going to work. You're not going to invest that kind of money if it's not. So our communities are incredibly desirable. So that is a good sign for us. I had the fortune of serving on the NIAC search committee for the new president that's going on. Hopefully people are able to get out over the last couple of days. They had 3 candidates that were interviewed Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week, and they've done some public forums for those folks. We had 42 candidates for the NIAC president position. We narrowed that down to a top 7 that our committee interviewed through Zoom, and we picked a top 5 that now is going through that process of on-site campus interviews. So that was another great indicator of the desirability of our region, the success that NIAC has had, that people in that community, the education community, we had somebody from New Zealand, we had people from all across the country applying for that position. You know, the status of NIAC in that community is incredibly strong, and Dr. Schultz has left a very good legacy there that people are interested in following. So really excited about the candidate pool that we had for that, and I'm confident that the board will be able to choose from some very good candidates, and look forward to hearing more on that. There's 2 more next week, Monday and Wednesday, that'll be in town. I think 1 o'clock is the public forum over at NIAC. So if you're interested in meeting those people, you got 2 more shots to do it. And then I think it's that first week of April is when the board is going to make their decision, and then shortly after that, it should go public. So very important position for our communities. Obviously, NIAC is such a regional institution and incredibly important for our businesses and students. So excited to see that moving forward. Also, next week, on that note, we've got the NIAC Job Fair. That's on April 3rd. I think that goes from 10 to 2 o'clock over at the NIAC campus. So I'm sure several of your businesses are participating in that. So we're helping with that. We also are working with Mason City Schools. They've got their entire high school doing a career day that day. So they'll be out at NIAC for the career fair, but also several businesses, a couple of Clear Lake businesses included, we'll be hosting some of those students for tours and on-site visits. So excited to see that happen. Just make sure our kids know about the opportunities we can provide for them right here in North Iowa. One more thing quick on housing. So the North Iowa Corridor, we started the Housing Development Corporation this year. Our first project, if you know the Blackmore Nursery site over by Mercy, we moved 3 houses off of that site this year. They are on new, formerly vacant lots in Mason City now. We're currently going through the process of getting those ready to go back to sale, and we're going to get those off the market relatively quickly, and then we'll be investing that money back in some housing projects again. So looking forward to that. That's a big deal to, again, just keep on adding to that quality, affordable housing in our communities. And finally, Scott mentioned Day on the Hill. The only thing I'll say about that is I was encouraged by our legislators. I know it's easy to complain about the state and all the things they do to us or for us or with us or whatever. But our legislators really do, I mean, they do their best. They do, and they're trying and they're listening. And on several of the issues that we really care about, they have gone to bat for us. And the big one, and Stacy, I don't know if you mentioned the film tax credit. Jane Bloomingdale really went to bat for us on this film tax credit. You know, we have Renovo Studios that does some really unique things for a community like ours as far as having film and production here in the community. And that tax credit could be a really big deal for attracting TV and movie productions to our community. And Jane ran a bill. She's got it through subcommittee and into committee, and I'll be going to the floor pretty soon. And is really championing that for us. So we are very fortunate to have strong legislators in leadership positions for us. So excited to see that one move forward. And I guess I'll just end with a few quick dates coming up. Washington, D.C., one of our favorite places also. We've got the North Iowa team, the Chamber, Mason City Chamber, us, cities, the county, all going out to D.C., I think May 3rd through 5th, somewhere in there. About a month out. So we'll be out there just making sure they don't forget about North Iowa and our needs and what's going on up here. Also, we have our annual meeting I mentioned in June out at the Legacy Golf Course. We also, we all have to ask you guys for money. We have our annual campaign going on for the corridor right now. If you're interested in being an investor or partner in what we do, please let me know. I'm happy to get you information on that. And finally, we have the North Iowa Rural Development Summit is slated for September this year. If you remember last year, we did that over at the arena in Mason City. We had about 350 people at that event. I'm going to try to make it even bigger this year, but it'll be at the NIAC Auditorium, and excited to see that thing move forward as well. I think that's all I got. Thanks, everyone. What's up? Oh.
Thanks, Chad. We're going to move on to the rapid fire portion of the agenda. This is where you guys get your 2 minutes. The first section of our agenda is new employees and promotions. And to ensure we can kind of move quickly, if you are in that section of the agenda, come on up over here. I know we have a few people who weren't able to make it, so don't get overly concerned with the order of the event, of the agenda items. So I'm going to invite Chad back up and Maddie up.
All right. And Stacy too, because she's a part of this program. Over the last couple of months or year, probably, I had talked about our marketing position. We were searching for a candidate to fill that, and really pleased to introduce Maddie Anderley, a Clear Lake graduate, who applied for the job and got it. She was phenomenal. We were really excited. I'll let her say a little bit more about herself. But what you might not know is we partnered with the Chamber of Commerce. So we've got kind of a job share where she's doing our marketing communication strategies, but also helping out with the chambers. So I was really excited to team up, and we have obviously a lot of synergies together, and we work closely together. So glad to pull that together even more fully. Anything about that? But I'll let Maddie introduce herself.
Hello, I'm Maddie Anderley, Clear Lake native. Graduated from NIAC and then went to UNI and got my degree in strategic public relations and marketing. And then I worked at Rada Cutlery in Waverly as marketing associate and wanted to kind of work more close to home. And this is perfect. I get the best of both worlds, Mason City and Clear Lake. And so far, love what I do, love the people I work with.
All right.
Okay, so I am Alice Hanley, and I am one of the first mates, and we're kind of the welcoming arm of the chamber. We do ribbon cuttings. We volunteer at a lot of activities. What the Duck is coming up. Anyway, what I have the privilege of doing is introducing 3 of our new first mates. And we'll start with, okay, I know her first name, not her last name, Becky Spencer, and she is with Hertz Farm Management. Do you want to say anything, Becky?
Just thank you.
Okay. All right. Next person is Kathy Norris, and you've seen Kathy around with Paytiva. What would you like to say?
Hello.
Well, you have a big event coming up. Is it next week?
Yes. Next
Partnering.
Tuesday at Clear Lake. Oh, we're doing it at the Wellness Center for NIAC, Papa John. We are actually doing a training session for all business owners to understand the wholesale cost of card processing, different opportunities that are available, like text to pay, all of that great stuff. But I think I have another little slip later on.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Well, welcome, Kathy. And we don't have very many men on our committee. So whenever we have a man that is brave enough to be part of us, we welcome them with open arms. So this is Drew Walswick with Harrison Ford.
And I'll be up later as well, so hello.
All right. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Vernon Johnson with CLTEL, and I'm excited to introduce Kinda Patton. I will pull a word or phrase that Scott Flory used. She's going to be our residential sales ambassador here at CLTEL. She and her husband and their family are longstanding members of the North Iowa community. She is an incredible cultural fit, and I'm honored that, actually I should say, we are honored that she chose CLTEL. And whether or not you choose to do business with CLTEL, I hope you get the opportunity to meet Kinda.
Thank you for that. I'm very happy to be here and really happy to be a part of the CLTEL family who clearly loves the community and the people in it. So I'm looking forward to serving that community and getting to know the people in it, perhaps more on a personal level. So thank you for having me.
All right, we are going to move on to our special updates, honors, and awards. So I'd invite Schwarties up here. Got Josh Schwartwood.
Hello. We are Swarties. My life here. So we are currently participating in the Goldman Sachs Iowa 10K SB program, and thank you, Clear Lake Chamber, for bringing that to our attention. We are also less than a month away from our 5-year anniversary. So we are based here in Clear Lake. We offer handyman, painting, and cleaning services. And then we're also in the middle of adding residential remodeling to our growing list of other services. And by next year, we're expecting to double our staff, increase brand awareness by this new business segment. And please visit our website, swarties.com. Thank you.
I know. All right, I'm Natalie Pleggy. I'm Vice President of Business Banking with Clear Lake Bank and Trust.
And I'm Christy Preby. I work in the marketing department at Clear Lake Bank and Trust.
And Clear Lake Bank and Trust is just excited to be celebrating our 90th anniversary here in 2024. I've been in banking for 17 of those years, and it's definitely changed over that time for me, but certainly over the last 90. With community banking month coming up here in April, Clear Lake Bank and Trust is just excited to be part of this Clear Lake community, the wonderful community for the past 90 years, and we're excited about the next 90.
And we also just want to say thank you to our employees, this community, our customers, and the chamber for all of the things that you guys do. And you probably see some of these jazzy shirts sprinkled throughout the room today. And hopefully you'll see them throughout the year. This year we're going to have some celebrations. So we're really excited to celebrate turning 90. So thank you.
Good morning. I'm Janet Johnson with One Vision, and I am super excited to announce that Scott brought up our Timber Crest Apartments and our Glen Oaks community was just awarded the award of, let me get the right wording, the best senior living facility. And we're in 1% to 2% across the country. It was awarded by A Place for Mom. So we're super excited about having that facility available for 55 plus living. We have currently 40 of our units are filled out of 48. So there's still 8 places. If you have anybody who's 55 plus who wants luxury living, or if you just want to come and have a tour, we'd love to have you come visit us.
Thanks, Janet. And Natalie and Christy, those are really jazzy shirts. I love them. I want some like that with the Clear Lake Chamber logo on them. All right. Up next, we're going to have a few of our new members introduce themselves. If you flip over to the back of your agenda, we have 15 new members. 3 of them are with us today. So with that, I'd invite our new members to come on up. And maybe we only have 1 of them. Oh, we have 2. Okay, we do. All right. We'll start with Jenna.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jenna, a licensed esthetician and laser certified with my new business called O2 Laser Spa. I'm passionate about helping my clients achieve their skincare goals and helping boost their confidence through treatments. Whether you're looking to address specific skin concerns from rosacea, acne, sun damage, or fine lines and wrinkles, we have the latest laser technology. Or if you're simply looking to indulge in a relaxing spa experience, I have Glow 2 facials, and we have laser hair removal. So we have something for everyone. We'll be opening up in April, so you can follow us on social media, O2 Laser Spa, and I left a business card at each table if you have any further questions. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Mary Ingham with Crisis Intervention Service, and I'm short. And this is the first time I've ever been on stage at the Surf, so I'm super duper excited. I thought there'd be a bigger crowd, but this is awesome. And I also sound better if people are drunk, so I was thinking the bar would be open. Crisis Intervention Service is proud to be a new member of the Chamber. We are a private nonprofit organization that works with individuals, families, and communities impacted by domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, trafficking, homicide, and other violent crimes. We often meet people on the very worst day of their life, and we are there to walk alongside them and help them go from being a victim to finding safety, stabilize, and ultimately heal from the trauma of abuse. So this partnership with Clear Lake Chamber is exciting. We work really closely with individuals and community groups in Clear Lake. One of our strongest partnerships is with the Clear Lake Police Department. When they respond to domestic abuse and sexual assault, they often call us in to provide that support that victims need at the scene so they can focus on holding the offender accountable. Looks like we have a little bit of a disturbance happening.
Stop right there. I said stop. Yeah. Oh. Say. Aren't you the shady driver from last week that was making illegal U-turns on Main Street? Thank you, fair citizens, for carrying this shady driver in. I tried to give you a ticket, but you bamboozled me. Maybe that. It was. Now, I see you are carrying a priceless artifact. Maybe. You need to come with me. I am arresting you. Arresting me? Come with me. Stealing that priceless artifact.
Officer, can I interrupt? She's with me.
Yeah.
She's with me. She's with me.
She is a good person. You are questionable. Come with me. We're taking you to Mary. Oh, to Mary, I'll go.
Bethany is a part of a planning committee from Clear Lake that is working on a fundraiser for Crisis Intervention Service that will be launched on April 11th on the concrete shores of Ventura. We will have information for people if they'd like as you leave today. It's called Escape from Titanic. It's a mystery dinner theater adventure, April 11th. I know that's technically in the event section, but we're creative.
Well, I think Mary's going to fit right in with the Clear Lake Chamber. All right, that was a great segue to the events and things of interest section of our agenda. So we have a long list of people here. If you guys want to come up and over here, and we'll kind of get rolling through that section of the agenda. Let me see, did Jason Heitland make it from the school? Okay, he's not here, but I can share a little bit about what Jason was going to talk about today. So this weekend, the Clear Lake Community School District is hosting the statewide solo and ensemble contest at the school. So it's a great opportunity to come and listen to some of our kids and statewide talent perform, both in band and choir. I also know that he is shortly going to be launching a robe campaign. So if you've seen the choir robes, the junior and senior choir has nice black robes, and then the freshman and sophomore have blue robes that are torn and stained and in desperate need of replacement. And so I know that they'll be launching a campaign to fundraise for those robes. Rotary did a fundraiser last summer and raised about $7,500, but I feel like it's a $30,000 to $40,000 ask. And so that'll be coming down the pipe too. So I just wanted to give that update on behalf of Jason. So we will just go ahead and we'll work our way down the line, and these might not be in order, so please introduce yourself as we go through.
Good morning. I'm Ashley Page with the Nyack Papa John Center, and I'm just going through our upcoming event list. You all have one of these on your table. I will let Kathy talk about the credit card processing we have coming up next week. But our CEO Club, which is our collegiate entrepreneurship organization, which is a group of NIAC students, are doing their second morning brew on April 17th at Three Bells Books in Clear Lake. This is a free event that they're putting on to talk about branding and entrepreneurship opportunities. So if you'd like to join that, the QR codes are on the list, so just register because there is breakfast involved. We also have a venture capital workshop coming up, a cottage kitchen workshop. So if you are one of those home bakers that sell at farmers markets, this is for you. It's about compliance to make sure that you are doing everything that you need to do. We also have our financials and marketing essentials coming up. This is the basic 101. So if you are a new entrepreneur or know someone who is new, it'll talk through what are financials and then what is marketing. And then we also have our Corporate Transparency Act and Compliance Seminar. We did one back in January. We're doing one again in May. This is required for all small businesses to fill out via FinCEN. So we have Brown Winnick coming or going on Zoom to talk you through that process and if you are exempt or not. Otherwise, we're holding our first annual Entrepreneurship Summit for our NIAC students, which will be down at Drake University the beginning of April. They will be able to network, pitch their ideas, as well as have their own trade show. So that is what we have going on.
I want to thank Ashley and NIAC John Papa John Entrepreneur Center for all the training they provide to the local community. They do a phenomenal job. And in partnership, Paytiva has an opportunity, second year in a row, to come in and kind of train small business owners on processing and the wholesale cost. You always have wholesale and markup, but a lot of times with processing, they don't tell you the ins and outs. So you don't know if you're getting a good deal or you're getting ripped off. So we're going to kind of cover some of that and different levels of processing, as well as different ways to pay that makes it more convenient, like QR codes, text to pay, all the new things that are coming about. So I hope you come Tuesday morning, 7:30 a.m. Yes, we're really excited. Thank you. So Wellness Center. So hope to see you there. Thank you.
Hello. Again, my name is Drew Walswick. I am the marketing director for Harrison Ford, the dealership, not the actor, if you didn't know. I just wanted to let everyone know that about our open house coming up in June, June 15th. It's a Saturday from 11 to 3. We're going to have a live band, free food, prizes, open to the public. So bring your families, tell your friends, coworkers. Should be a good time. Hopefully the weather's good. Clear Lake Boats can bring some boats over. So if cars aren't your thing, hopefully boats are. So hope to see everyone there. Thank you.
I'm back. Janet Johnson with One Vision. We have our very own Alex Trebek in Seth Ashland, who will be appearing at Pritchard's on March 28th. We'll have a contest for Jeopardy! We also will take it then on the road to NIAC, where we will have our college championship on April 22nd. Back by popular demand, we are going to be having a human foosball tournament on May 9th. So start putting your teams together, and there'll be more information coming out on that. It is an immensely fun activity. It will be on a Thursday afternoon, followed by an after hours. So what can be better than that? We also have just launched swimming lessons. So at our pool, if you are interested for children, just go on to our website and you can sign up. And then on your tables, you have a little card. We have been working on moving all of our residents into the communities. We've started in 2012, and this month was the month that we actually got to move our last resident into their own home to improve independence and inclusion. So this is a huge celebration. We've been working on it for a very, very long time. And so we are having a celebration of community living on this Saturday. Now, Stacy told me whenever you have an outside event, do not look at the forecast. I didn't do it. I didn't listen to her. And I looked, so even though we had 70-degree weather a couple weeks ago, it's going to be a little cold. That's okay. We're going to have an Easter egg hunt for all ages from 0 to 100. We have over 100 people signed up. That will be outside, but then we're moving inside. The pool will be open. We have all kinds of activities. We have free food. The entire event is free. Hy-Vee has graciously donated all the food. We have great chefs that will be cooking hot dogs, part of our board. It is just going to be a great day for the community to come together and for us to really celebrate all of the people that we serve. And we are very excited. So if you haven't signed up, we would ask that you go online and sign up, just so we have an idea of how many. But if you don't sign up and you just show up, we would love that too. So that's tomorrow from 10 to 2. The Easter egg hunt will start shortly after 10, and then we'll move all inside and all kinds of activities. We have sidewalk chalk that will be inside. We have bubbles. We have all kinds of yard games. We have a expo going on so you can learn about all of the different services that we have. And again, free lunch. So hope you come out.
Good morning, and thanks for having coffee, because I'm still trying to catch up to what the superintendent was saying, because you guys are like, so fast. So I'm Lisa Unick with 43 North Iowa, and that is NIVIC Services merged with North Iowa Transition Center officially in 2020, but people still kind of don't know who we are. So I'm here to talk about Dancing for the Dream. We've been doing it since 2009. It's April 6th, and it is the Dancing with the Stars event. Super fun, and tickets are available right now. We really appreciate tickets sold ahead of time so we can have plenty of food for everybody. So that could be on our Facebook page or on our website, 43northiowa.org, or there are some, maybe you have Teresa has some invitations here on the table that you can just scan the QR code. So let me just tell you that Sarah Andrake and her dad, Steve Andrake, are dancing. Peyton Olson with Mercy and Ethan Meyer with H&S Construction are dancing. Melissa Moritz and her husband, Nathan, are dancing. She's with First Citizens Bank and He Farms. Taylor Stilley, the reigning Mrs. Iowa, is dancing with her cousin, Eric Alberts. David Bill with Curry's and Don Bill with Mary Kay are dancing. Jenny Sankey with the Mason City Police Department and Bob Sankey with the State Fire Marshal are dancing. And also our own Teresa Price right here. She is dancing. She is dancing with Tim Dwight, the former Hawkeye and professional football player, and we like to call that baptism by fire. She's our new fund development coordinator. So here you go, Teresa.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out the video of Joe Malone racing Tim Dwight yesterday morning at Alpha Media, it's hilarious. So check it out. It's funny. Yeah, so we will be on stage this year, which is very different from previous years. And we do have a few tables left and booths and lots of tickets. So get those as soon as you can. If you're not as familiar with 43 North Iowa and all that we do, one of the newer things that we're doing lately is some tours. We call it Where in the World is 43 North Iowa? So it's kind of a lunchtime tour where our executive director, John Derryberry, will drive you around and bring you into some of our different facilities, because we're kind of all over with lots of variety of programs and ways that we impact the community. So we'd love to have you join us on one of those tours. Just get a hold of one of us and we'll try to get that scheduled for you. One of our new programs is the Crisis Stabilization Program, which is right next door to our admin building across from the post office in Mason City there. And so we're going to be having an open house for that near the end of April. I don't have the exact date on me, but we'll get some information out to you. But the 12th, okay. And so that would be a great opportunity to come out and see what that program is all about. It's a great partnership with local law enforcement and CICS, and it's going to really help to unlock doors for folks that really need some help. I think that's about it for now.
There's a lot
Thank
more
you.
of it.
Yes.
Watch for it.
Thank you.
Hi, I am Holly with Midwest Ductworks. Obviously not Toby. He couldn't make it this morning, so he apologizes. So I just wanted to let you know we do air duct cleaning, dryer vent cleaning, chimneys, residential and commercial cleaning. We have grown tremendously with that over the past year. We do sanitizing as well. Some of the new things that we just started, we got essential oils with tree oil sanitizing now. It is amazing and smells really, really good. Another thing we started doing is we now install UV lights into your furnace. So that way, if you have allergies, it's a huge, huge help. If you're on the chamber, you automatically get 10% discount. So feel free to get a hold of me. I do all the estimates, so you'll be seeing me regardless. And that's about it. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Dan Schutneck with Youth for Christ, and I want a jazzy shirt, Christy. Do you have them for guys too, or is that just a... Okay, I want one. Thank you. Hey, we're excited about a couple of things. One would be Comedy Cafe. That's coming up on Thursday, April 11th, right here at the Surf. We've been doing this since 2006, and we'll have a Christian comedian coming in for clean, family-friendly comedy. It's a great chance to hear stories of impact from middle school and high school students right here in Clear Lake that have been impacted through the YFC ministry. If you would love to help come and make that event possible with some setup help on Thursday, April 11th in the afternoon, we're looking for 2 volunteers that love to help volunteer and help with setup. So maybe you want to help out in the ballroom or here. This room is going to be filled with delicious desserts, coffee from Cabin Coffee. Just grab me afterwards. We'd love if 2 people would want to help volunteer. The other thing that we're really excited about is if you have a middle schooler at home, you might know there's some challenges with parenting a middle schooler, and maybe that happens on Wednesday afternoons when Clear Lake schools get out at 2 o'clock for professional development, which they need. We want to help with that. So we've started a program where we're utilizing the house next to CL This is the green 3-story house. When I was a kid, it was called the Tea House. It was a restaurant. We went there to eat. So CL has been so gracious to be able to help us utilize that entire home for middle school students on Wednesday afternoons from 2 to 5. So we'll do the transportation. We'll pick up your middle school student from the middle school, take them to the CL house. We'll provide programming, entertainment. We got games, things to do inside and outside with adult supervision. And we'll entertain them from 2 to 5, and then we'll give them a ride home as well. So if that's something that your middle school or student would be interested in, or maybe they're not interested in, but as a parent you're interested in, please find me afterwards. We'd be happy to help. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, I'm Myra. I'm here from the Clear Lake Library, and I'm here to tell you about yet another event that's happening on Thursday, April 11th. So, National Library Week is coming up, and in honor of that, we're hosting our first ever business after hours, which we're pretty excited about. We're going to have some literary themed hors d'oeuvres and some beverages. So, if nothing else, come because of the novelty of eating and drinking in the library.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bailey McCormick, the Outreach Coordinator at the Community Health Center in Mason City, and I'm here to tell you about an event on April 13th. We are having our 2nd annual fundraiser event. It'll be here in Clear Lake at the Best Western. We're having a comedy hypnotist, and then we are raising funds for a dental RV for our clinic. You have one of these papers on your table. If you would, take them with you, post them somewhere. I would love to get as many people as possible, as that is a big event room. All funds, oh, I already said that, sorry. I do have event tickets and raffle tickets with me today if you would like to purchase one. And the raffle prizes are a $500 gift card to Hy-Vee, a $500 gift card to Fairway, and then a year membership to Tommy's Car Wash in Mason City. So, and this QR code will also take you to all of the things you need to know about the event as well.
Hi, I'm Cassidy Flory. I am here to talk about an event that is April 23rd, so I'm in the clear. It is the SALT Forum. I do not have flyers on your table because I was not as prepared as everybody else. But it is at Grace Church in Mason City. It starts at 8:30. This is an event for older adults, their families to come to. There's a free lunch provided. There's no admission. Just a chance to come talk about some things they may be concerned about. I'm from public health, so we will have a nurse there who is going to do some health exams with older adults and talk about any concerns they have. Yeah, and I just like to say we made it through an entire quarterly coffee without my dad offering me up for dates, so that's a win in itself. Thank you.
Oh, that's funny. I'm Carrie Tisdall. I'm one of the race directors for Tri-Clear Lake. And Trish and I just wanted to, first of all, give the update that we're ahead in registrations further than we've ever been. So that's really awesome. There's about 350 people registered so far, so that's very exciting. It's our 8th year. We do want to say thank you to those of you that are sponsors in the room that have been sponsors for a very long time. We have the volunteer registration open. So a lot of people are very particular about their volunteer location. So don't wait to sign up for that, because those popular spaces such as the finish line do go very quickly. So appreciate all of you considering volunteering for the event. It takes a lot of good people to pull off something like that. We do have the Youth Splash and Dash again this year, which is on Friday night. So that'll be May 24th, and the race date is Saturday, May 25th. We create a very safe environment to introduce young people to multi-sport. It is just a swim and a run. So the logistics of the bicycle complicate things a little bit. So it's very attainable. We have lots of lifeguards. Our turn buoys are in the form of blow-up ducks and flamingos. So it's very fun. Very, very low key, very fun. And at the very least, if you want to bring your families out to see what it's all about, that would be great. We changed the format of our triathlon class this year. I thought I would throw that out there a little bit just to reach more people. So instead of having a set 12-week session that you must sign up for, we have 5 to 7 tour-free sessions that you can sign up for, one or all of them. So we had our first swim session. It was very successful. It was full. And so we have 2 more swim sessions. We have a run session that we have a nutritionist coming to speak as well about nutrition for endurance athletes, which we're really excited about. That's April 3rd. That's the next one, I believe. But you can find all of the information under the Wellness Center on the city's website. And then lastly, I just want to reassure you that our team is going to do a great job of making sure that with we have roads closed, a small portion of the road closed for a very small period of time, but we're very much prepared to equip our volunteers with alternate routes, and we're going to be ready to help anyone that needs to get out during that short period of time. One more thing, I lied. Trish and I are actually working, we've been in contact with the race directors at Trinona, which is a triathlon in a really cute little town, Winona, Minnesota, right? It's Winona, yeah. They're awesome people, and they approached us because they love our race. And so we're working out the kinks to possibly doing a border challenge. Their race is 2 weeks after ours. So there would be a separate medal you would earn for that race, and a separate swag and that sort of thing if you sign up for both races, and a discount if you decide to do so. So anyway, thanks so much for your support.
Hello, I'm Chris Cash with One Vision. I'm here representing our Thrift Solutions Department. For those of you that may not know, our Thrift Solutions Department kind of takes over where our thrift store ends. So we focus on making sure that any donation that comes to not just our thrift store, but 70 thrift stores across Iowa, southern Minnesota now, that those donations never end up in a landfill. They're going to be utilized. They're going to be brought back in-house in Clear Lake, and we're going to process and sell that stuff at a wholesale market. So what we do, we're very proud of. And even more so now through the education of what we're doing, we're starting to reach out, doing some different stuff, meeting the community. We're going to partner with the Clear Lake School. I wish Doug was here because I'd like to thank him. We're going to work with Clear Creek Elementary to kind of do a Earth Day clothing drive through the entire week of Earth Day week. And we're looking forward to seeing what we can generate and the excitement we can cause with that, and really appreciate the time. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Bree Shawley from the Clear Lake Public Library, and that was a great setup because I'm here on behalf of the Earth Day Committee. So Earth Week is a huge week here in Clear Lake, and if your businesses have not already signed up for the Trash Bash and the Green Expo and Market, I do encourage you to go online and do that either through the Chamber website or through the Earth Day website, which is earthdayclearlake.org. But in addition to those events, we have a whole slew of other things going on. There's a photo contest at the Clear Lake Art Center, so if you're a local photographer that likes nature photography, make sure you get those submissions in by April 2nd. The library is doing a special book chat with Hudson Bay bound author Natalie Warren, so she's going to be at both our book discussion on Tuesday and our books on tap at the brewery on Wednesday, so make sure that you mark your calendars for that. Orrin Jones from the DNR is going to do a presentation on sandhill cranes right here in Iowa and their reintroduction and how successful that's been. There's a night wonder walk at Sisters Prairie to learn a little bit more about what happens after dark when most of us go to bed. And then, of course, the Outdoor Fest is happening again. That's going to be in City Park, weather permitting. Otherwise, we'll be at the Wellness Center. So keep an eye on the Facebook page that week. But the National Eagle Center is coming. I believe they will have an eagle with them. There's also the 5K, 10K that day, all kinds of great events. There will be human foosball that was mentioned earlier, so you can practice before the big event later that month. And then on Earth Day, which is April 22nd. So Earth Week is the week before. We're leading up to it. Outdoor Fest is the 20th, but on International Earth Day, which is April 22nd, Monday, there will be tours of the landfill, so you can register for that as well and learn about all the great things the landfill does here in North Iowa. But there's also a free movie at the Lake Theater, which is going to be David Attenborough, A Life on Our Planet. So that starts at 7 o'clock. You can bring your family, buy some concessions, and enjoy a free movie in honor of Earth Day. All of that information, all the dates, times, is on the website. You can get there from the Chamber or clearlakeearthday.org. earthdayclearlake.org. There we go.
Hi, I am Katie Schultz with the Clear Lake JCs. Morgan had to step out, so I have the pleasure of speaking to you all. Have a couple of events I would like to mention. The first being our annual Easter egg hunt. That is going to be held next Saturday, March 30th. It will be at Central Gardens unless, the snow doesn't go away. The Clear Lake Wellness Center has graciously offered to be our backup location in case of inclement weather. That will start promptly at 10 a.m., so do not be late if you guys want to get in on that fun. We would like to thank our sponsors, Clear Lake Bank and Trust, First Citizens, Hull Realty, Central Gardens, Clear Lake Rotary, and the Wellness Center. And then as far as logistics for the day, the egg hunt will be for ages 2 to 3rd grade. We will split the kids into 2 different age groups. I think last year we did 2 to kindergarten and then the older kids in a separate group at the same time, just so we don't have, hopefully, injuries. It gets a little crazy. Then the other event, it would just be our Clear Lake JC's monthly meeting. We are a group of young professionals ages 18 to 40, like to put on different service activities and events. Usually we do meet once a month on a Tuesday. However, I guess we wanted in on the fun of April 11th. We will be meeting at Rookies at noon that day. So if you yourself are interested and fall into that age range, we'd love to have you. Feel free to reach out at cljcs@gmail.com, or we do have a Facebook page. Feel free to reach out via Messenger. Or if you know anyone who might like to join our group, we'd love to have them. It's been a great way just to meet people. So if you have newer employees new to the area, really great networking opportunity. I think that's all I have, and just want to thank the many local businesses who have supported our group over the years and look forward to partnering with you in the future.
Hi, good morning. Joni Frederick with Central Gardens, and we're dead last. We're not? Oh, we got 2 more. Okay. I just wanted to tell you about a few upcoming events at the Gardens. The Gardens open on May 1st, actually, and we're kicking off a volunteer open house on May 5th, which is a Sunday. So if you're looking for a way to give back to the community, and I'm sure you are, why not get down and dirty at Central Gardens? We've got lots of opportunities. In fact, we have other opportunities. You don't have to get dirty at the Gardens, but it's nice if you want to. We have marketing, finance, maintenance, and of course groundskeeping work that needs to be done always. So if you're interested, come and talk to us. We have the annual plant sale and gardening fair that's coming up too, May 18th. This is a great way to stock up your gardens for the year. And then on June 2nd, we're having a special celebration for Donna Dahl, who passed a couple of weeks ago. So come out and celebrate her life. I know she touched a lot of lives of people in this room too. And we'll be celebrating her. And then Becky's going to talk about another special event in June.
Yes. You've heard so much about what's going on in April. Well, fast forward to June 23rd on a Sunday at Central Gardens. And I am hoping, yes, we need rain. The last 2 or 3 years I've been in charge, we've had to find a rain location, but we're hoping to have it hosted again at Central Gardens. This is our annual fundraiser. We have a lot of different varieties of auction items. We'll start the noon with a meal and live music and then go into an auction. So we would love to have your support for that. Thank you.
That's it. I did want to mention, I put a couple of brochures on the table for membership. We rely on memberships to help fund all of the events that we put on, if you're interested. And I did bring a few of our annual reports that are out now from 2023. If you're interested in finding about where your money goes at Central Gardens, and all the things that we were up to in 2023. It's a nice report, and I'm glad to email it to you or give you a hard copy if you're interested. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sue Bennett. I am the owner of Complete Weddings and Events. I'm a new member of the Chamber. I'm happy to be here. I really want to apologize for my tardiness. We drove from Des Moines this morning through the snowstorm, so the roads were pretty treacherous at one point. So again, I apologize. Our company is excited to serve the Clear Lake community. We provide services including photography, videography, photo booth services, DJ services, and day of coordination for all types of events and weddings. And I would love to connect with those of you in the room who may have an interest in what we offer, or also to let you know that we will be hiring people from the local community. So we will have part-time job opportunities. We do have a wonderful in-house training program. And I'm looking also to contract with local talented photographers and videographers. So I'd love to be connected with those people in the community. We're actually doing a photo booth here for the post-prom here next month, so excited about that. And I look forward to getting to know all of you and would love for you to reach out. I didn't get things on the tables, unfortunately, but I did bring brochures and business cards. So please feel free to come up and introduce yourself and grab one from me. I'd love to connect with you or schedule a coffee and get to know everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're nearing the end here, so the fast talker always goes last. So I want to announce that we have a new logo, which would look really cool on jazzy shirts, as Stacy mentioned. We have combined our logos. Chamber and Tourism have always had separate logos, but we're one identity. We're Clear Lake. So we wanted to make it simple. We did put new signage on the interstate. The current signs have been up since 1996 or 7, which is the year I graduated high school. So we thought it would be really fun. I looked through our archives. We have that cool classic Clear Lake logo. And if you haven't been shopping lately, the 90s fashion is all the rage. So we have a pop-up shop with not only that logo, we also dug and found one with Captain Fun from the 50s. Beth Ann Schumacher just said, oh my God. And then we also have one from the 40s that says Iowa's Vacation Land, and it has some landmarks on it. So if you got your events email yesterday, there was a link there. We also will be shooting it out throughout social media. And we do have some old signs that came down off of the interstates. We might be doing something fun later this summer with an auction format, but if you're looking for some new clothing and to support Clear Lake, we would love to have that. One other thing I wanted to mention, we've talked about a few legislative priorities. One that is important to tourism is keeping the school start date of August 23rd. So if you're talking to your legislators, we want to keep that date. We don't want to creep earlier in the summer because not only does it affect travelers coming to Clear Lake, it also affects our workforce because those people are going back to school. So if any voices, we've talked to our legislators about that, and it really does impact Clear Lake immensely. So thank you very much.
All right, two things. I love that people got up on stage today. I thought that was awesome. And the second thing is I didn't have to feel like I needed to give anyone the hook. So good job. No one got the hook today. You have a few minutes to network. Thank you so much for coming and have a great weekend.